Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sonali and I welcome you all to CSE Core Concepts in the series of Construction of Compiler Design. Now in this video we are going to discuss about the first function which we have discussed briefly in LL1 parsing explanation. So in my previous video we have discussed what is an LL1 parsing, what does an LL1 parsing does, and what are the steps and what are the restrictions which has to be followed for performing LL1 parsing. In case you have missed that video, please go through the video so that it will be easier for you to understand what is the useful of first function. So let us get started by understanding first function and then we will solve lot of examples. So first function is the foundational mechanism which will help us to determine the production rule. So since we are talking about an LL1 parsing, which has to decide exactly which production rule to follow without any ambiguity, we have to be very sure that what is the first terminal determined by a non-terminal, and multiple non-terminals cannot determine the same terminal. Let's say for example, if S is A, that I can say that terminal A can be determined by non-terminal S. But if I am also writing T takes the form of A, then it becomes ambiguous, because if A is the first thing determined by non-terminal T as well as S, then which rule to be followed? So this is an ambiguous grammar. So to rule out this, we are going to find out the first function for every non-terminal and terminal. So let us first understand what are the key rules for computing the first function. So x can be a terminal as well as non-terminal, and one thing, make sure first function can be computed for both terminals as well as non-terminals. This is a very common question which is asked in MCQs of any competitive exam, that first function be computed for a terminal? Yes, they can be. So if x is a terminal, then first of that terminal will be itself, right? If x is a non-terminal, let's say like our S, then, and if you have a production, let's say S or epsilon, so epsilon will also be added to the first. Okay, so the first of S here will be of course A, and S to epsilon is also a rule, so epsilon will also be added in the first. Okay, if x is a non-terminal and if you have and this is the production rule, then first of y1 excluding epsilon to first of x. Let's say for example, I am writing it in this way, S is A. Understood? This is again a non-terminal. So there is no terminal which is there, right? So who will be the first of S in this case? The first of A will be the first of S. I can have a production rule like this, S to AB. Both are non-terminals. So in that case, who will be the first of S? The first of A will be the first of S. So excluding epsilon. So first of Y1 will be this. If there are multiple non-terminals in the production, no terminal is there. So the first of Y1 will be the first of X, right? If first of Y1 contains epsilon, then first of Y2. Now it can happen. Now this is a rule, right? S to AB, and then I can write down A is epsilon. So in that case, what will you do? It is epsilon. So what will be the first of S? The first of B will be the first of S. So if first of Y1 contains epsilon, that is A is epsilon, then first of Y2 will be the first of X, and so on. Understood? So you have to be very careful in assigning. So let's take one example here. If X is equals to A, then first of A, it is a non-terminal, right? It is a terminal. So first of a terminal will be itself. And if A to A and B, this is a grammar, A to AB, then first of A will be, what is the first terminal which it is using, which it is encountering? That is A. So A will be the first of A. Understood? So what did we understood? That when you want to find out any first function, So first, if your that value is a terminal, then itself is a first. But in case of a non-terminal, okay, so what are you going to check is that if you have whatever terminal first you are encountering, that will be added. If there is an epsilon, that will also be added. But if there are only non-terminals, okay, no terminals are available, then whatever is the first non-terminal, its first will be given to the first of S. But in case this is also an epsilon, then the next non-terminal which is encountered, first of that non-terminal is the first of S. So let us solve some examples. Without examples, we will not be able to understand them properly, right? So let us consider the grammar. So my grammar is what? S is A, S is B, S is epsilon. See, this is three rules, right? S is A, S is B, S is epsilon. So who are the first? Which terminals will be first encountered by S? Of course, A, B and epsilon. Each rule will be checked individually, right? So this is the first of S, that is A, B and epsilon. Next, consider this grammar. We have multiple non-terminals here. S is small a and A, small b and B. A is epsilon, B is also epsilon. So what will be the first of S? So first of S is what? First of S is, what is the first non-terminal? It is, sorry, what is the first terminal it is encountering? A. In this rule it is A. For the second rule, what is the first terminal it is finding? B. So B. So these two are the first of S. Now we have to find out the first of all non-terminals used in the grammar. So next is A. A, which terminal? Epsilon. So first of A is epsilon. Same for B. First of B is epsilon. Consider this grammar. S is small a, capital A, B and B A. Right? Let's see. Then these are the given rules for A and B. Let's go one by one. See, in case if you have confusion, let's say for example, I will show you what is the confusion here. First of S. So let us see the first rule of S, A. Okay, so A will be added to the first list, right? Now in the second rule, B. What is the first thing you encountered? B. So first of S will be first of B. Yet have you find out the first of B? No. So it is a good practice to find out the first function always from the bottom. Okay, go from the bottom. Start from the bottom. So let us first find out B. Still it is empty, right? Let us first find out B. Come to B. What is the first of B? From this rule we get C. From this rule we get D. So C and D are the first of B. Done? Now come to A. What are the first of A? Small a and small b. It is done. Now this was remaining, right? We had only encountered A. Now what about this rule? The first of B. So what is the first of B? C and D. So you add C and D. So A, C, D is the first of S. Okay. So we have seen that if you have a non-terminal, you do not have a first terminal, then for that non-terminal, whatever is the first, that will be added. Let us have a look at the next grammar. That is S is A, B, B and B, A. Very interesting. So A is A or B, B is D or E, right? So obviously here it will be difficult. See, if you are finding out first for S, you have to find out the first of capital A, which you have not. So let us first find out the first of capital A and capital B. For here you require capital B, right? So let us start from the bottom. So from B, you can find out what is the first of B, D and E, done. First of A is what? A and B, done. Now come here, first of S is first of A. First of A is what? AB. And here, from here it will be B and A. So it will be DE. So A, B, D, E is the first of S. Okay. So now you see S here you will find out that ma'am A is being first of A also. A is the first from S also. But this won't be ambiguous. You see the combination S to this, A to this. If you have same rule S to A, S to A, then it will be ambiguous. We will come to it. We will try to understand it when we will come to the parsing table. Okay. So S to AB, right? S to AB, AAB. So first of S will be first of A. So let us come and find out first of A. First of A is B epsilon, okay? And first of B is C. But when we are taking the first of A without epsilon, we have to take. We have discussed it in the rule. So first of S will be B, and now what? A can take the form, now see here, A can take the form B or epsilon. So if A is taking the form of B, then first of S will be B. Understood, right? But suppose if A is taking epsilon, then this value will be what? Epsilon. So in that case, who is the first of S? Small a. So B and small a, this also you have to consider. Whenever you have this epsilon rule, place it and again find it out. Okay. Then you can say S is AAB or BB. Okay. So how will you find out first of S? First of A. So first of A is what? B or epsilon. Done? Okay. First of B will be what? C or epsilon. Done. But now when I have to place it over here, right? So what will I do here? A, I can place first of A. First of A is, if it is B, that's fine. Understood. But what if it is epsilon? Then what will be the first of S? First of S will be A. So I have added A. Same applies here for B. For B, first of B is C. If it is C, fine. Understood. If it is C, fine. But what if this B is epsilon? Then it will be B. Now since B is already there in the list, we did not write it two times. Okay. So here let us come to the next problem. S is AB. Now both are non-terminals. A is A epsilon, B is B epsilon. Right. So let's see. To find out the first of S, we have to find out first of A. First of A is A epsilon. First of B is B epsilon. Now place it over here. So if S is A, then first of S will be A. Done. But what if if A is epsilon? Then this will be eliminated. This will be epsilon. So you have to take the first of B. Now first of B is what? B. If it is B, perfectly fine. But if B is also epsilon, if both A and B are epsilon, then S will be also epsilon. So in that case, you have to add epsilon. You have to check whether the rule will completely become epsilon or not. Okay, in case, let's say for example, if it was this case, A, B, B, then if A is epsilon, B is epsilon, then in that case, first of S would be B. So you have to add B, no epsilon, because this S will never become a epsilon. But since this is not there, if both A and B are epsilon, then S will become epsilon. So you have to add epsilon to the first. So let us see this. X is ABC, A is A epsilon, B is B epsilon, C is C or D. So let us start with first of A. First of A is A epsilon. First of B is B epsilon. First of C is C comma D. Now apply X. Now first of A will be first of X. So first of A is, if it is A, very good, fine, it will be A. But if it is epsilon, then we will consider first of B. So first of B is what? B. So B is there, done. Now if this B is also epsilon, then it will be first of C. First of C is what? C and D. So here you cannot put epsilon because C and D can never be epsilon. Right? So it will not be completely epsilon for first of X. Right? Then these are some of the problems which we have solved. In my next video, we will be discussing about the follow function. So once we are thorough with the first and the follow function, then it will be very easy for us to frame our two-dimensional parsing table and remove any ambiguity if there. Or we cannot remove the ambiguity, but we can track whether there is an ambiguity or not. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe to CSE Core Concepts and solve many problems. Thank you.